Are you okay? I mean, are you really okay? The truth is, we ask each other that all the time, but the answer to that question holds the secret to living the life you've always wanted to live. If there were one video I've ever made out of the hundreds of videos I've made, and I never say this, check back on the fronts of my videos, I would want you to watch this one, because this is truly, I believe, the secret to living your best life. We're going to look at what the great Michael Singer and the late great Wayne Dyer have to say about this, and how it is truly the way to living everything you've always wanted to live in your life. You're going to be okay once you figure this out. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do it. I'm Jim, y'all, and I share this kind of stuff all the time. If it helps you, subscribe below. There's a link if you want to talk about working one-on-one. How do we get okay, though? Let's talk about it. Wayne Dyer says this: we do not attract what we want in life. We attract what we are. Now, what does he mean by that? He means the vibrational energy that you put out is what you actually attract back, not just what you want. Wanting is a state of lack in our life. Being is a state of love. When you put out love, joy, peace, that kind of energy, guess what? You attract that back. Contentment with life, you attract that back. Abundance in life, you attract that back. When you put out a signal of wanting, you're going to always want more. That's why many people begin to climb the ladder of success and get to the top and realize it's leaning against the wrong building, or realize there's another level. There's another place they have to lean the ladder and climb to the next level, never content. Here in America, if you're watching from around the world, we're experts at this. We know all about always wanting more and more and more, and we live in a nation of abundance. We have so much, yet we want so much more. Why is that? Because we live in a state of lack. We are attracting what we are, not what we want, because what we are is a person who wants more and more, and we're just going to keep wanting more and more no matter what comes in to our life. But how do we fix that? Michael Singer would say the key to that is learning to just be okay. Now, what does he mean there? He means that when you become okay with your life, okay with whatever's going on right now in your life, guess what you're going to attract more of? You're going to attract more of being okay. And when you learn to be okay all the time, you're okay no matter what comes. Now, I'm not saying just sit back and don't dream. I'm not saying sit back and don't have goals and aspirations and visions and visualizations of where you want to be. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time here. I would not be talking to you, coaching with people just like you, had I not set my intention on the life I wanted and began to move in that direction and believe that that was all possible. But along the way, I picked up the real key secret to living a full and abundant life, and it is this art of being okay. Just getting up every day, moment by moment, being okay with whatever comes into our lives. Now, why is it that we're not okay? And don't get me wrong, guys. I am learning how to practice this, although I know the principle of this in my life every single day. God, the universe, life keeps teaching me this over and over and over. The other day I was out at the beach filming a video, and when I film videos out there or I'm outdoors like this in my backyard, I use this little dude. Got stuff all over me here. I use this little dude right here, the little fuzzy on my microphone, and it keeps the wind noise out of the mic. It is very necessary if you're going to film outdoors here in Wisconsin, because we got all kinds of wind and weather. Well, I got back in my car, and after I was through shooting a video the other day, I got on my way home and I realized I had lost my little fuzzy mic cover. And I have another one. I have a backup because I have a couple of mics. But I began to think, oh man, this is not good. Now I'm down to one, and these are specialty. I don't know if I can even order another one. They're a weird thing that only fits this microphone. And for just a moment, I realized I was worrying about something very little and something that's nothing. And I decided I would put God, the universe, to the test. And I said, I am going to find, in my mind, I said this, I'm going to find this fuzzy along the way. And it felt impossible to me because I thought maybe I lost it at the coffee shop when I got my money out of my pocket. Or maybe it fell out on the beach. Who knows where it went? But I knew I had it one moment, and then I got in my car and I did not have it the next. And I knew it was gone. Well, that was probably 2-3 weeks ago. I forgot all about the fuzzy microphone cover and moved on with my life. That, my friend, by the way, is non-resistance. That's what it is to let go. That's what it is to truly be okay with what's going on in your life, even when it's a little thing like a microphone cover. It was small, so I was able to easily let go of it and not think about it anymore. Yesterday, I got a text from my wife, and I looked down, and she said, "Look what our cat was playing with." And it was the fuzzy on my microphone. I don't know where he got it. I don't know where it dropped. I don't know how I got home with it, and it fell out between when I was there and couldn't find it and got home. I don't know how it happened. All I know is the universe brought it back. God brought my little microphone cover back in the weirdest way. And our cat, he can kind of get into things, so we tease him a lot. And I said, isn't it ironic? The devil himself is the one that delivered it to me. But he brought my fuzzy microphone back via my cat. Now, what I'm saying is everything in our life works out when we have this principle of being able to understand I'm just okay with life. Whether it's a fuzzy microphone that you're lost and you can be okay with it, or it's pressure in your job or the relationship you're in right now, or you feel like you don't see any way it can work out, your financial situation is not what you need it to be or what you want it to be or what you believe it could be, you have to learn to be okay with where you are right now. Set your intention on the future you want. Do all the things we talk about on this channel. Believe you can get there. Know you're an unlimited being, connected divinely to your source, to God, to one another, to all that is. There are no limits for you in this life, but the limits you put on yourself. Know all of that, but learn to daily, moment by moment, let it all go and be okay with it. When my schedule gets disrupted, that's when I'm usually not okay. When I'm about to leave and I get held up, and I don't get to go do what I want to do. When somebody else comes into the picture in my life that manipulates my time in a way that I don't want my time manipulated, that's when I get frustrated. I've recognized I'm not a road rager, but I am a person that gets impatient while trying to drive somewhere. When I'm driving and I get behind somebody going slow, I get frustrated. And I'm learning, I catch myself now. I say, why are you frustrated? Sometimes you're going slower than the person behind you, Jim. Sometimes you're going faster and you're pushing somebody and you're up too close and you're making them uncomfortable. Jim, what are you doing? And you know what I've realized? I've realized that I rush through this life because I'm always trying to go to the next spot. And I think I'm saving some time in this spot trying to do that. And I've realized the older I get and the more I get into this work of the soul, the more I realize what I truly value in this life is freedom. I want absolute freedom. And any time I feel like that freedom is threatened, I start to try to manipulate it, to go faster, to push around, to get frustrated, to dig down and have all this tension inside, or to lash out even sometimes and say something I shouldn't say to somebody, or act in a way I shouldn't act. Why? Because I'm trying to create this life of freedom. Did you hear what I said? I am trying to create this life of freedom rather than letting go and knowing I have this life of freedom. You see, the only moment we ever really have is right now. And every moment of now, you get to choose to live in freedom. It doesn't matter what's going on in the circumstances around you in your world. You get to decide how you're enjoying that moment. I love what Michael Singer says about this. He said, for some people, going to the beach and laying in the sun and listening to the waves, that is heaven. That's what they love. That's what I love. Maybe that's your passion. I'm from the South. I'm used to the heat and live here in Wisconsin now where it snows and it's cold and we don't get much heat, but I'm used to that heat and I love that. And that's my zen place, out at the lake or out at the ocean, out at the beach. That's where I really connect. And he said, some people it's on a mountaintop, on a snowboard, coming down, enjoying, that cold snow against their face and that breezy wind as you're slicing down the white powder. And I like snow skiing, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the cold as much. I live in the cold in the winter up here in Wisconsin, and sometimes I get tired of the cold. And he said, the thing is, it's not the weather, it's how you interpret the weather that's either making you happy or making you miserable. And for all of us, we can choose in any moment to love the heat or to love the cold, to love the beach or to love the snowy mountain. It's all about how you process the data. We're all looking at the same stuff. It's the same mountain. It's the same beach. It's just how you see it. And when you start to look at your every moment, your every now as I'm okay in this moment. I'm okay with what's in my life right now. I'm okay. I look forward to what's next. That's great. It's fine, but I'm okay with now. Do you know what's going to happen in your life? The more you get okay with now, the more okay you're going to attract. When you go through that little trial, it's going to be okay. You're going to be like, hey, I'm okay. And when you begin to see the abundance roll in, you're okay. You're not going to need more abundance. Abundance is abundance. You're not going to need the next level because you're at the level. You're going to be okay with whatever comes, and you're going to attract more and more of okay. And the more of okay you get, the more abundance you get, the more life you get, the more love you get, the more of everything you're designed to be and do you get, because you're okay and you're putting that signal out. The Tao Te Ching is a great Eastern work that lays out how life works for us. And so many people live by the Tao. And the Tao literally means the way. Jesus said something about the same thing. Jesus said, I am what? The way, the truth, and the life. What was he telling us? He was telling us, you want to know what the way to live life, to be okay is? He said, look at me. What was Jesus? Boil it all down. He was fully aligned with God, completely. And that's what he has for you. He says, I want you to learn to be fully aligned with God, because that, my friend, is the truth of the way, the truth of what it is to really live life, and that is life itself. Jesus said, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. He said, learn to align with God, to be okay with what the source brings into your life. And he said, you'll be okay too, and you'll experience the way. You'll experience real truth, and you, my friend, will experience real life. Are you ready to do it? Tell me in the comments, I'm okay, and believe you are, and begin to live like that every moment of every day. I'll see you guys in the next video.